So this is a super exciting video for Steph and I. I've wanted to come to Boskop for a long time. This is an interesting place. I hope you guys are stick around for the content that we're putting up through our travels in Europe here, because this was always the destination, was Boskop, which in the Netherlands, in Holland. There are close to 500 nurseries here, and there'll be more content in the videos. There used to be as many as 900 nurseries. This is one town. So there's these pockets of places around the world where you get nurseries like this. And in the United States, in McMinnville, Tennessee, and in Portland, and in a couple places, Forest Hills in Louisiana, where nurseries will be together, but not like this. This is a whole nother thing. This is a whole world built on, a whole town built with nurseries. Will you introduce yourself, Nico?
Yeah. I'm Nico Huisman from the Netherlands.
Yes.
I have a nursery here together with my brother for nearly 40 years. And we grow plants for all over Europe, mostly to England.
Yeah. So we visited his nursery yesterday, and we took as you're watching this, you're seeing a little bit of the B-roll from Nico's nursery. Nico and I met at the J.C. Ralston Arboretum, and this is the great thing about plant people. We ran into each other at the J.C. Ralston Arboretum. We talked for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We took a photo together, and then he sent me an email, and he said, "If you're ever in the Netherlands, here's my information." And this was always on our list, and so I was like, I'm going to take him up on that someday. Yeah. And now we're staying at his house. We stayed at his house overnight last night. And he's given us a wonderful tour of Boskop. Nico has he's introduced a lot of plants out into the world, and so we're going to go through a few of those in this video. And we're going to start with a hydrangea behind us. You do grow a lot of climbing hydrangeas.
Yeah, we grow a lot of them. And once we started up with one from the US, Miranda, that was found there, and we were able to import it here, and then we started growing it.
Yeah. And
there's one in the tree here. It's one with a golden edge.
Yes.
And it's also grown in America.
Yeah.
And you've also have firefly that looks the same.
Yeah, we're a little warm in Raleigh for some of these climbing hydrangeas. But a little further north of us, they tend to do a little bit better. This is toward the end of the season. As you're looking at this, we're in August here. The foliage isn't quite what it would have been earlier.
When it starts, it's looking very nice. It's a nice plant.
When do they bloom here for you? When?
In the summer, in June. And when you grow something, you sometimes find other things in it. So my brother one day discovered a silver sport in this one. And that's silver lining. And that's also protected by plant breeders' rights in the Netherlands and also in the US.
Yeah. Do you have one of those in the garden here?
We can take a look at this one at the house.
Beautiful.
Yeah. This is the silver lining. The silver edges around it. It's better in the end of the season.
So what made you decide to grow as many climbing hydrangeas?
Yeah, we just grow something, and then the market is growing on you, and then you get more and more and more.
But this is a lot of work. I mean, these have to be staked. They have to be constantly. Yeah.
We sometimes regret that we did that, but there are much other plants with less labor. But this, we like it. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's our thing.
You're not going to see many gardening videos. Most of the time it's going to be a dog following us around, a cat following us around. But we have a chicken following us around for this one. It's really a lot of fun. What's the gold, the chartreuse variety here?
Yeah, this is hydrangea Brightside. Just discovered it in the garden, in the front garden near our house.
Yeah.
And it's golden, and in spring it's really gold.
All right.
It has to be in the north side of the house, otherwise it burns.
It burns a little bit. Yeah. Does it flower well?
A bit. But
yeah, but it's really for this. You get this all season long.
It stays yellow all season. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And the start is more yellow. It's really golden.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of chartreuse plants. Same thing for us. It just kind of is the best in the spring and the early summer, and then it declines a little bit. What's the one on the tree in the front there?
And this is one. This golden touch. It's a narrow golden edge, but it's a nice one because it is Anomala, Hydrangea Anomala,
Yeah.
not Petiolaris.
Yeah.
And that's why it flowers red.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a-
Yeah,
it's-
wow.
Selection made by Creek Farm in Wales.
Oh, beautiful. And you grow this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
Tell us about this ficus selection.
This is a selection made in the US, and it's called Silver Lyre. It's from Sister's Nursery,
Yeah.
Sean Hogan.
Yeah,
made
out
it.
in Portland.
Yeah,
Yeah, uh-huh.
yeah, and it's very nice. It's grey silver leaves, and it's a new introduction in the Netherlands in the coming month on the show.
It's got a smaller leaf, compact, compact size.
It's different, and it stays smaller than Carica
Yes, right.
Does it fruit?
a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you can
but
eat
it's,
them also.
yeah, nice. One of Steph's favorite plants are is a pearl bush, and there was a giant one at the Raleigh Rose Garden near our house, and they came through and steamrolled it and took it
Yeah.
out. We don't have a lot of the early flowering deciduous plants, the ones that flower in March or April. People aren't fond of them anymore. They just want a little evergreen meatballs, everywhere. But some of these early flowering plants light up the garden early in the season. And you've been working with these.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you selecting for?
Yeah, the mostly grown is Exogoda the Bright.
Yes.
And
right.
that's a bit trailing one.
Yeah.
It's always down to the ground,
Right.
and then growers they always did a stick in it and tie it up like a climber.
Yeah.
And there were lots of Exogodas there in the wild that
Yeah.
were going up. And there was one Ceratifolia, that's a very big one with big leaves,
Uh-huh.
and we crossed that, and we had Blushing Pearl because it's always also is having a nice pink spot on the buds.
Okay. Oh, on the buds. Okay.
And when
gotcha.
it opened up a bit on the flower leaves, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pink bud that opens white, but there's it has some, when we seen them at the nursery and we saw them one other place, they still have some flowers on them in the
Yeah.
summer, so they still could throw some
A bit
flowers.
of reblooming, yeah.
A bit of reblooming
Yeah.
in them. This one's been hedged, so this one he's turning into a narrow, an upright narrow hedge, so
Yeah.
that's what you're
You
seeing
can
here.
also turn it in a small tree, but when you cut it
Right.
down, it's a bush.
Right, but it's just a shrub. How big do you think it'll get? 10 by 10, 3 meters?
Yeah, at the most.
Okay,
3
yeah, 2 meters by 2 meters,
Yeah,
something like that. Okay,
yeah. It's a
okay.
big shrub, but it flowers all over it.
Right, yeah. When
Every year.
they come into flower in the spring, they just light up. They're completely and totally
Yeah.
totally white, and they'll take part shade like this or full sun.
Yeah, a part of shade, that's okay, but not too much shade.
Right, otherwise they'll stretch.
Yeah, and
Right.
in sun and they're okay in sun.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is something we can grow in the Raleigh area in North Carolina, and most of the people watching the video can grow, and it's underused. This is an underused plant. So beyond making selections in your nursery, all the work you do at the nursery, you also have in this great collection of plants. There'll be a video tour of this garden that Steph and I will have done. You have collections in here where you're evaluating plants. What collections do you have?
We do Brunnera,
Yes,
Calicanthus,
Calicanthus,
Amsonia,
which is back here, one of our great North American natives.
and Indigofera.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And
Which are
Marlien,
underused.
my wife Marlien and I do that together.
Yes.
Yeah. we
Okay.
do.
So how many you have 40 different
Yeah.
Brunnera here in the garden. You're trialing them.
We did a trial in them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the trial was planted also somewhere else on the nursery.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then you've written a very formal presentation of your evaluation of all these named.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do that with a group, and then we do evaluate a few years, and then there comes an article about it.
Okay, and so you've given like gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal.
It's more like 3 stars or 2 stars. Or
Gotcha. On
stars
how
or-
they're.
Yeah.
So people barely used Brunnera 20 years ago, and now
No.
there's so many great selections.
Yeah.
Out in the world. So yeah, it's nice that somebody's evaluating them. How many plants do you think you have in this? garden?
About 800 different plants in our
About
garden.
800 different plants. Yeah, we're at 400 in the Raleigh garden, and we're probably heading toward 5 or 6, but we don't have enough room for 8. So I'm a little. If we did have room for 8, we would have 8. That's for sure. So Indigofera is one that is underused in our area. We can grow this, and we see it in gardens, but then for some reason, again, it's not. The plants have a mind of their own a little bit. They're not, meatballs, as I say. What draws you? Have a big collection of these, right? Why do you love? What do you love about them?
A nice flower color. It's a nice pink, and it flowers all summer and continue to flower when it grows. They flower on here, the new buds already on top of it.
Yeah, I see it.
And then it continue to flower, and it started below there and come up all flowering.
So are you cutting these to the ground?
Yeah, in winter with this one we.
In the winter you're cutting to the ground, and it just blooms on new growth the whole season.
Yeah,
right.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, and you've got whites, pinks.
Yeah, and small ones and different ones. They're very nice ones.
Yeah. But again, another one that's just super underused. This is a plant that one time a year maintenance. You cut it to the ground.
Yeah, that's it.
You gain some compost.
Yeah.
and then you get to flower.
Yeah.
And then one of the other 4 collections is the Calacanthus collection.
Yeah.
What did you just say about this plant?
It's my favorite plant.
It's your favorite plant.
It's the best plant is found in the last century, because it's all over flowering and very nice to look at. And smells nice.
Yes, yeah. So this is Hartledge wine. This is the one from the Ralston Arboretum.
Yeah.
Big, and this is a hybrid between the Chinese species and our native Calacanthus to the southeast United States. But that, like I said, it still maintains that fragrance. The flower is much larger, much more pronounced than our native, and then the leaves are gigantic. But it's kind of fun to come here to a garden in the Netherlands and have somebody say this is the best plant introduced in the last century, and it's from 8 blocks from our house. That's kind of fun. All right, let's look at one more plant. Well, Nico, I think this is the first thing that Steph and I were like, what in the world? Tell us about this selection of Campsis.
Yeah, it's Campsis that is a cross between the American radicans.
Yes.
And the grandiflora from Asia.
Yes.
And it is in between, you can see that, and it's orange. Yeah. It's a selection about 20 years ago. Yeah. Yes, the Madame Galen, that's maybe you know that. Yeah. That is also nice flowering, a bit more red. Yeah. But this one has shining leaves.
It has the very shiny leaves. It stands out, and it was on your fence at the nursery, and you could see it next to the others how shiny the foliage is. But this is a huge standout in the garden. This was a selection that you made. Yeah, you made. Okay, I got you. And is it available anywhere in the United States, you think?
Maybe a few, but it's not much. It's hard. Campsis is hard to grow. You have to graft it, and then so not everybody succeeds with that.
So my call out on the channel is if anybody in the United States knows where I can find Nico's Campsis introduction, we would love to have one in our garden in Raleigh. If anybody is out there growing, if you're growing this plant, incredible. Well, thank you. You have been. Again, plant people are the best. It's unbelievable that the generosity that we talked about it yesterday, that plant people around the world, people in horticulture, are something about working with plants that makes people take care of each other a little bit. Yeah. Taking care of plants and taking care of people.
It's nice to meet other plant people. I always learn something. You share your love for plants. So it's very nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nico. Thanks for watching, guys. back home in the Raleigh garden, Nico had actually sent us home with one of the Dendroflora books. So this is a book that's been published once a year for like 50 years, and it's a group of people that come together and go analyze groups of plants. And so Nico is an editor in this magazine, and with his wife Marlien van der Linden, who he referenced in the video there. In this particular edition, that Brunera, all those Brunera that are in their home garden here, they had planted in a couple different locations, and then went through and analyzed all the different ones, and looked at their performance, overall garden performance over time. And so those collections that are in his garden have a purpose there, where they're actually, all the Indigofera, all the Calycanthus, the Brunera, I don't remember what the other two were, but there were 5 collections in that garden. And again, they've got them planted in some other places. And then him and a group of probably friends, put this book together every year, which is really amazing. But it's in Dutch, but your phone very quickly now can translate anything. I can just hold my phone to that, and I can read it in English now. But I thought, not only has Nico, he has his plant nursery there. They do some traveling. He's introduced a lot of plants, but him and Marlene's a great photographer, so I would imagine that the photography that we're seeing in here is a lot of hers. But they contribute a lot to the world of horticulture, and they definitely contributed to our trip over to Boskop and to the Netherlands. And thank you very much again, Nico and Marlien, for that. Incredibly generous, and we hope to return the favor when you come here someday. We have a little more content that we did on our 2-day trip with them that will be upcoming as well. Thanks for watching, guys.